Hi guys, thanks for joining me. So in today's video, I want to be talking about how you can increase the number of pull-ups you can do, improve your pull-up form, and also reduce the risk of injury and improve your shoulder health. So let's jump straight into the video. So what is very, very typical when people are doing pull-ups is they'll start up in the bottom and they're in this really, really loose position. Everything is just loose and they're just hanging there. They're doing a full-on dead hang. Their shoulder blades or their scapula are elevated and their shoulders are up by their ears. They'll hang in this position and then they pull from here. And the whole time that they're doing their pull-ups, shoulder blades are in the elevated position. They're up here. And this is going to be bad for a number of reasons. One, it's not going to be good for shoulder health. Two, you're basically ingraining poor movement patterns. And three, you're making it very, very difficult for you to fully activate your back. And people that tend to do this when doing their pull-ups have shoulder issues down the line, and they complain about how they can't improve the number of pull-ups they can do. They don't feel it in their back, or after years and years or months and months of work, their back doesn't seem to grow or get any bigger or any stronger. The reason being is because you are not engaging the main proportion of your back. And because you're not activating the muscles that are controlling the scapula, you're putting your shoulders at risk for injury. And what we need to do is we need to ingrain form that's going to be good for what we're doing, but also it allows us to train for the foreseeable future. We need to ingrain good form and good technique because it is efficiency that we're after for a performance basis, but also because we want to keep the integrity of our bones and our joints and everything good, because we need to be able to make progress week after week, workout after workout, month after month, year after year. We're not going to be doing that if we're ingraining poor form and we're causing injury to our muscles and to our joints. So what I want you guys to do is I really want you to focus on what you're doing with your scapula. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of the different movements we have. But we're talking about scapular position, okay? So if you've got your arms raised and you'll see it from behind, you go up, your scapular blades will go up. That is called elevation. When you bring them down, it's called depression. When you bring them back, as if you're pulling them back like this is retraction, and then when you push them forward, it's protraction. But that is elevation, that is depression. We want to be focusing on what we're doing with our scapula. So what you want to do is when you're in your pull-up is really focus on what you're doing with your back muscles, what you're doing with your scapula, because what we need to do is we can create more tension through a theory of irradiation, where if we can recruit more muscles, so we can get your scapular muscles, the ones that are in control of that, the rotator cuffs and different other muscles as well as them, but also really engage the rhomboids and the other muscles that are fixed around the scapula, we're going to be able to incorporate more muscles in there, which means we're going to be able to get more tension, which is then going to allow us to have more strength, more performance, which is going to increase the number of pull-ups we can do, but also how much, if we're doing weighted one, how much strength we have in those muscles. We don't want to be just using our arms in this elevated position, because we're going to be turning the pull-up into more of an arm dominant exercise, and obviously our arms are nowhere near as strong as what our back is capable of. We need to get the scapula back retracted, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then we need to keep them down. If we keep them down, they keep a nice, stable, strong position. Think of it as like this. If you're shooting a cannon, imagine shooting a cannon on a boat. If you haven't got a stable platform, i.e. your shoulder blades are pulled back and down and they're nice and tight and they're strong, and they're going to be supporting from underneath your back muscles and also your shoulder joint, that's going to be stronger than, say, doing it with loose shoulders where the muscles around in the back and around the scapula are not activated and not engaged and they don't have tension in. So it's like shooting a cannon from a boat. But if we can squeeze them back and down, create tension in those muscles, create stability and a solid platform to be able to exert force from, it's like shooting a cannon from land. We need to create that strong stability, that strong platform for our muscles to be able to do what they're trying to do. But if we can activate more muscles in that movement, we're going to get better results. So when you're in your pull-up, when you get into this position, I want you to think, we're in dead hang here, is drag those shoulder blades down, depress them. You can even practice a movement called scapular pulls, where you're just focusing on just pulling them down. You might find it a little bit difficult doing it on the bar, so practice it doing rows. Hang underneath the bar with the rows and practice that shrugging movement. So you guys can get used to pulling it back, and then you can start elevating it and really focus on trying to pull those scapula down, depress them and retract them. Once we get in that position, we're at the very bottom, shoulder blades are squeezed back and down, then we pull from there. If you get to the bottom, some people, as you get a little bit more advanced, once you get to the bottom, you can actually practice the movement of slightly relaxing, but not so it's in a bad position for your shoulder, just so you can, from the slack position, pull, pull, down, loose, pull, bang. So you can try and break down the movement if it makes it easier, but for some people, and probably the easier position is to try and squeeze them back and down and hold them there. If we're doing that, we're putting our back in a better position to be able to pull from and exert force. It's also going to incorporate more muscles, which is going to make you stronger. And also, because we're stabilizing that scapula, we're stabilizing that shoulder joint, it's going to be a lot safer for your joints in the long run. So guys, let me know how you get on with that. Please give it a go. Comment down below if you've tried it, if you've done this before and it incorporated and it worked. If you want more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notified of whenever I upload. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help the channel to grow, and I'll see you guys in the next video.